Hey everybody, I'm Chef Tom with atbbq.com, and today we're making smoked roast beef. All right, right off the bat, I want to address the title of this recipe, smoked roast beef. It's kind of confusing, I would say. Is it smoked? Is it roasted? Well, what we're making today is essentially the deli meat roast beef that you would find at the store, but we're going to be cooking it at smoking temperatures, so hopefully that clears that up. What we're doing today is taking an eye of round and we're going to smoke it at 250 degrees until it's rare to medium rare, 125 degrees internal temperature. And we're going to slice it nice and thin for a really delicious roast beef sandwich with some cream cheese and horseradish, roasted red bell pepper. It's going to be awesome. Let's get into this sandwich. So the cut of beef, like I said, is the eye of round. I really like this for roast beef. For one, just for the shape. That's really nice sandwich meat shape. And then just the way it cooks up is really nice as well. A top round works just as well, but it's not shaped as nice often. And the other great thing about this cut of beef and making this product yourself is you're gonna save yourself some money. This runs about $6.50 a pound, whereas the stuff in the deli case is gonna cost you about $13 a pound. Now the butcher's done a pretty good job already, but we're just gonna clean this up a little bit more. Any of this stuff that's just sort of hanging off there, we don't need that. If we see any silver skin, we'll go ahead and take that off as well. You know, I really don't mind having some fat on there, but the thing you have to think about is what's underneath the fat. And if it's this silver skin right here, that stuff's really tough to chew on even after this is cooked, so we're gonna get rid of that. Now at this point, I want to take the opportunity to add a little bit extra moisture to this so it's super juicy in the end, as well as pack a little more beefiness into this cut of meat. So we're going to do this today in the form of an injection, and we're starting off with some vegetable stock. About 1 cup should be plenty. And we're going to add to that a 1/4 cup of Butcher Barbecue Prime Dust, which is essentially powdered beef stock and really adds some beefiness to this cut. And then just for a little kick, I'm gonna add, we'll call it maybe 2 teaspoons of Worcestershire sauce. All right, let's give it a shake. All right, so we're just gonna load up our injector here and we'll start to work the injection into the eye of round. So we're going to create a little pocket, pump just a little bit in until it starts to come back out. Oop. And it will come back out. But we load this up with enough and it'll pack plenty of flavor and extra moisture in there. And we're working in a grid pattern as we create these pockets and fill them up with the injection. Now you're definitely going to lose a little bit of liquid, but don't worry about it. We are imparting extra flavor and moisture to the beef. All right, so let's set this aside for a minute while we prepare our rub. To season up our roast beef, we're going to be making a wet rub today. So we're going to be combining some fresh herbs, garlic, and then one of my favorite steak rubs. All right, we're going to start off with some fresh thyme leaves. And we're going to need a couple tablespoons. But when you're stripping these leaves, what you're really looking to do is get rid of the tough part of the stem. This tender part of the stem is fine if that ends up in there, but down here at the root, this is really tough. Poke your gums, you wouldn't enjoy that. We'll just run the knife through here real quick, make sure everything's broken up nice and fine. Then we're going to go for a couple tablespoons of fresh rosemary. We want to get a couple tablespoons of fresh garlic minced down as well. Let's say we're gonna land right around 3 tablespoons on this one. We're gonna add to that some of our Cattleman's Grill California tri-tip seasoning. We wanna go a couple tablespoons of that on there. And just to help it all come together, a little bit of olive oil. Now we've got this flavor-packed paste that we can coat the outside of the roast with. It's beautiful, aromatic. It's gonna be fantastic on that beef. All right, so we're just gonna rub this into the beef all over on all surfaces and use it all up. All right, this thing's looking beautiful. Let's get it onto the smoker to start soaking up some smoke flavor. Today we're cooking on the Yoder Smokers YS640 pellet grill. We're running it 250 degrees with a combination of pecan and cherry pellets. I'm gonna place this thing right here on the second shelf where the smoke can really move it around it, and right out this end here, so we're gonna get a little extra browning over here. And this is the ideal spot when you're smoking a roast like this. Our roast has been smoking for 2 hours now, and we're at about 115 degrees internal temperature. Again, we're shooting for 125. Now, how long your roast takes to smoke will totally depend on how much that roast weighs. This one's just over 3 pounds for a reference point though. So while we wait for that roast to finish coming up that last 10 degrees, let's go ahead and prepare some of the ingredients for the sandwich. Now, roast beef and horseradish, that's a classic pairing. What you gotta figure out is how to bring those two together. Today, we're gonna start with 8 ounces of cream cheese. Gonna add a 1/4 cup of horseradish, a couple tablespoons of Asiago cheese, some fresh cracked black pepper and smoked salt. And this spread is gonna be a fantastic complement to our roast beef sandwich. All right, it's been about 20 minutes and we have crept all the way up to 125 degrees internal temperature. So it's time to get this thing off, get it resting a little bit and cool down a little bit. And then we've got one more thing we need to do to finish out this sandwich. Thing's looking beautiful. I want some fire roasted peppers to go on our roast beef sandwich. So what we're gonna do here is take the second shelf out. Let's move these grates. We'll remove the hatch. Now we can get some direct flame on our red bell peppers. I'll also go ahead and turn the temperature up. We'll set it to about 400, but really what we're looking for is a nice big fire. You're looking to get the surface blackened and then turn it around and do it to all sides of the pepper. This is going to allow the skin to release and add some char flavor to the finished product. So this is exactly what we're looking for. It's charred on the outside, but the flesh isn't burnt. Now at this point we can get the skin to come off by steaming it in a plastic bag. I'll zip this up and let it sit for about 10 minutes. Our roast beef has rested for about half an hour now. Our peppers are steaming in a plastic bag. You can totally chill this roast beef down before you slice it, but we're gonna slice it warm today, and we're gonna do it nice and thin on our LEM slicer. I'm gonna cut this thing down just a little bit so it'll fit onto the slicer. Oh, look at that. Nice and pink in the middle. You can see some of our injections still in there, which is great. That means we have lots of flavor inside. All right, check out these paper thin slices of roast beef. Smoky. That's some of the best roast beef you're ever gonna taste. Now obviously you could slice your roast beef by hand, but it's gonna be difficult to get it that thin, which is where one of these slicers comes in really handy. you've got any of the juices from that roast beef sitting around, you definitely want to include those with the slices. All right, now we should just be able to peel away the blackened skin. And if we open this up, we can scoop all those seeds right out of there. So we're gonna get rid of everything but the flesh. The seeds, the stem, the skin, that's all gone, and all that's left behind is this smoky, tender red pepper. All right, the stage is set. Let's go ahead and build some sandwiches. I'm gonna start with this really nice crusty French bread. And we'll get a layer of our horseradish cream down. Then we're gonna throw down some green leaf lettuce and pile on the roast beef. Not enough. There we go. Well, let's top it all off with our roasted red bell pepper. We've got beautiful, vibrant colors. The flavor is going to be fantastic. This is how we do a roast beef sandwich. Woo! The horseradish really jumps out at you, but it's not overwhelming. It's really calmed down by the cream cheese. And you still get all the smokiness coming off the roast beef as well as the peppers. And man, those peppers really cut the fattiness of the roast beef. This is a fantastic sandwich. Thanks so much for watching. Be sure to head over to atbbq.com to check out all the products used in today's video. Be sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you have any questions or comments, or there's anything you'd like to see me cook, let me know in the comment section down below. And hey, let's be good to one another. For more recipes, tips, and techniques, head over to thesauce.atbbq.com. All things barbecue, where barbecue legends are made.